Roberta McFarland. I use she, her pronouns. I have the privilege of serving as the director of Waskowitz Outdoor Education Programs and the principal of the Waskowitz Environmental Leadership and Service Program. This summer, we had the opportunity to partner with the Mountains to Sound Greenway Trust and the Pacific Education Institute. We were able to provide one full career and technical education credit and also provide stipends for these students as they came to school every day while they worked in the natural resource field and also learn more about careers and the science in conservation education. This opportunity was an amazing chance for students to work with professionals in the field while they gain knowledge that will serve them well in their career choices for their future. It was an amazing partnership where the school district was able to fund the teacher and the paraprofessional that worked with them, as well as providing transportation and lunches so that our students were able to work throughout the summer.
Equitable Green Opportunities for Youth in Highline is funded by the King County Wastewater Treatment Division, the King County Flood Control District, the Snoqualmie Watershed Forum, the Green Duwamish Watershed, RIA9, the No Child Left Inside program via the Washington State Recreation and Conservation Office, and the Russell Family Foundation.
Hi, my name is Marianne Arton. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve with Mountains to Sound Greenway Trust as an AmeriCorps member. So throughout the 6 weeks, we were able to go to a bunch of different sites around the Greenway to complete restoration work. We've brought in a lot of experience with habitat restoration, and that has allowed the course to be very hands-on and has enabled the students to work on some really amazing landscapes. And most of this revolved around manually removing noxious weeds. So at some sites, we grubbed blackberry, and at others, we pulled English ivy and set them on rafts to dry out. And a lot of students found this kind of work to be the most challenging, but also the most rewarding part of the day. We also had special days where we were working alongside staff members from the Department of Natural Resources or the U.S. Forest Service, and we were completing more uncommon tasks like trail maintenance. So overall restoration work is a really broad field, but the students were able to learn a variety of skills and restoration methods throughout the course.
Hi, I'm Catherine Kurtz. I use she and her pronouns, and I work with the Pacific Education Institute, or PEI. We're a group of 14 people working across the state of Washington to advance environmental and sustainability education. When we look at reasons these sectors have difficulty in finding diverse entry-level employees, we found some important barriers that prevented students from entering these fields. First, most employers in these fields require a 4-year degree for entry-level positions. Most people in Washington state don't have a 4-year degree, much less a 2-year degree. In fact, in 2017, the Washington Achievement Council data reported that 57% of people in the state 18 and older do not have a degree beyond high school. If we disaggregate that data for race and ethnicity, the percent of individuals without a degree behind high school increases to 61% for Black, to 67% for Pacific Islanders, to 75% for Latino, and to 77% for American Indian. If we're only looking for people with 4 years degrees, we'll be missing a lot of the Washington state population. Second, most entry-level positions and opportunities funded through federal and state workforce dollars begin with students that are out of school or are 18 and older. If we wait until students drop out of school or until they turn 18 to engage them in meaningful work-based programs, we're missing a critical opportunity to increase education attainment and positive outcomes for youth. There's currently a systemic gap in our programming, and that it exists for our 14 to 17-year-olds. A third barrier that we identified is that 45% of Washington state students are low income. 96 of our school districts have poverty rates of 60% or higher, including Highline. That's almost half of our districts. High school students in low-income households are more likely to need to earn money during the summer to support themselves and their families. And many of our natural resource opportunities for students to learn and gain experience with skills in natural resource industries happen during the summer and often require funding to participate. Finally, students from families that don't have family members employed in the natural resource and environmental sector don't come to the K-12 system with background and experiences in the outdoors, much less an understanding about the career opportunities that are available to them.
So even if we haven't inspired all 10 plus students to pursue a career in an environmental field, I hope they all have still developed deeper ties to the landscapes around them and have a greater desire to care for them. So for instance, a lot of the students had never been to some of the natural areas that we took them to. So it'd be great if they wanted to go back with their friends and their family and they could show off which native plants they know. I think that would be a really great sign that we've made an impact on how they view the environment around them.
Washington's economic health, and especially our economic health of our rural communities, are dependent on natural resource jobs. Expanding equitable opportunities for youth begins to address some of these barriers and provide a critical step for youth ages 14 to 17.
Hello, my name is Becca Kettenberg. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Education Program Manager for the Mountains to Sound Greenway Trust. A few elements contributed immensely to the success of the pilot year of Equitable Green Opportunities for youth. First, the 4 takeaways for students. They got paid. They each received a stipend of $1,800. They also earned a document of competency that was vetted by our employers to say that the skills that students learned were valuable for entry-level positions. They earned graduation credit and they built relationships with people in the natural resources industry. Second, we had a very strong partnership between the 3 primary partners. First, a school district, in this case, Highline, a field coordinating organization, in this case, the Mountains to Sound Greenway Trust, an environmental nonprofit. And third, an environmental and sustainability professional learning organization, PEI. Each of these organizations brought individual strengths to the project, providing critical elements that could not have happened without the others. And finally, the stipend for the teachers that worked with PEI to build the teaching framework and put together instructional materials for the course, and receiving a statewide approval for the graduation credit.
I would be happy to help any school district, teacher, principal, or superintendent to understand what it takes to have these wonderful partnerships that provides amazing opportunities for our students to get them out in the field, working and learning about how they can make a difference in their community and in their own education career.